Good morning to all my dear students. Today we are going to learn in details on the physiographic divisions mainly in the southern part of our country. Okay. Actually we have already discussed about the various physiographic divisions in the northern part of our country, that is the Young Cold Mountain, then the North Indian Plain, that is Indo-Gangetic Plain, and in the northwestern part we have discussed the Great Indian Desert. And mainly we will discuss today, or after end of the class you will have the complete ideas on the peninsular plateaus and various hilly ranges, mainly the Western Ghat, Eastern Ghat, and the Aravalli mountain range, then the Vindhyan range, Satpura range. Okay, so here one of the very important terms, that is plateaus. What is that? Plateaus. First of all, we have to know what do you mean by plateaus. Plateau, it is also called as in tableland. The height of plateaus, it is lower than the hilly ranges as compared, but in the case of plateaus, it is like tableland. Okay, it is flat, and here the height it is less than the mainly the various mountain. Fine. And plateaus are mainly made up of various rocks, and here the huge amount of minerals are deposited. Okay guys, so which one is the largest desert, which one is the largest plateaus of the world? Can anybody say? Yes, it is Tibetan plateaus. Yes, it is Tibetan plateaus. And in our country, a huge number of plateaus are there, named as Deccan plateaus, Chota Nagpur plateaus, Malwa plateaus, etc. Clear? And we will discuss in detail on the peninsular plateau. So we have understood about the plateaus, so it's a tableland. Another term which arises over here named as peninsula. What is that? Peninsula. Okay. Peninsula means what? It's a regions which is covered or surrounded by water on its three sides. Okay, on its three sides, like India, right? Here the Bay of Bengal, here the Arabian Sea, here the Bay of Bengal, and the Indian Oceans. So a regions which is surrounded by or covered by three sides with its water are called as peninsula. Okay, and this part of India is mainly called as peninsula. Here plateaus are there, so we will say the peninsular plateau. Here the huge number of rivers that flows named as peninsular rivers. That ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ପଢବା river system na, ସେ time ରେ ମୁଁ ଦେଖो କହିଦେମି about the peninsular rivers, right? So here the peninsular plateaus, peninsular rivers, in fact the mountains are also there that are called as the peninsular mountains. Okay, and how many peninsulars are there? There are various peninsulars are there in our country, but mainly we will discuss the peninsular plateaus. Okay, this one. Here this part is called as Deccan plateaus. Here this is the central highland or Malwa plateau. Here Chota Nagpur plateaus are there, and this entire is called as peninsular plateaus. Another plateaus are also there. This one, it is also called as Kathiawar. What is that? It is also called as Kathiawar. Fine. Okay guys, let me show it into the map. Okay, I'm going to get a map ready. देखिए देवा बुझमा balls. This one, as we have understood, Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, and the Indian Oceans. So the entire part are called as peninsular regions, and the plateaus which is located here are called as peninsular plateaus. Okay, and the peninsular plateaus, it is the largest physiographic divisions of our country. Like okay, which one is the, if the questions will be there, which one is the largest physiographic divisions of our countries? Then the answer will be the peninsular plateaus. It is not only the largest, it is also the most stable one. And the oldest physiographic divisions of our countries is the peninsular plateaus. So note it guys, peninsular plateaus, it is the most stable one and the oldest one and the largest physiographic divisions of our country. Okay. Peninsular plateau के पढ़वार आगु आरगुटे जिनिस ध्यान देमा, another peninsula is there, this one. It is also called as Kathiawar Peninsula. It is also called as Kathiawar Peninsula. How? Here this, look in detail like this part here, Gulf of Kutch is there, Gulf of Khambat is there, and here the Arabian Sea is there. So these three parts, the Kathiawar Peninsula, it is surrounded by three sides with water. That is the reason it is called as Kathiawar Peninsula. Fine guys. So far what we have discussed? We have discussed about the meaning of plateaus, then we have discussed about the meaning of peninsula, and we understood that the peninsular plateaus, that one is the largest physiographic divisions, most stable one, and in fact that is the oldest physiographic divisions of our country. And another peninsula we have discussed, that is the Kathiawar Peninsula. In the northern part of Kathiawar Peninsula, Gulf of Kutch is there. In the south eastern part of peninsula, it is Gulf of Khambat is there. It is also called as Gulf of Cambay. Fine. Here another term is arises. Name page 47 guys. Now to a gulf. Gulf actually it has a narrow mouth. It has a narrow mouth and mainly the water channels that is surrounded by land mass. That is surrounded by land mass. Gulf of Kutch. Okay. Gulf of Khambat. Let me tell a little bit about the Gulf of Kutch. Gulf of Kutch, it is well known for its extremely huge tides. Fast form. Gulf of Kutch, where the 95% of salt are extracted from Gulf of Kutch of our country. It means that the salt productions of our country mainly depend upon Gulf of Kutch. And in fact wholly depend upon Gulf of Kutch. Clear? And in the Gulf of Kutch, it is also enriched with huge amount of biodiversity. That is the reason here Marine National Park in the year 1982 first time it was established. Relate to the marine. In fact, before the 2 years in the year 1980, Marine Sanctuary is also there. So clear about the Gulf of Kutch we have understood now. What is that? We have understood that the 95% of salt productions of our country are extracted from Gulf of Kutch. The first one, it is well known for extremely tight formations. Further in the year 1980, a national sanctuary was established, National Marine Sanctuary, and after 2 years, National Park was also established in the Gulf of Kutch. Fine. Noted guys. And another one in the Kathiawar Peninsula, another one, that is the Gulf of Cambay or Gulf of Khambat. Look into it guys. That here in the northern part it is quite narrower, while in the southern part it is quite wider. In the narrower part it is around 20 km, and while in the southern part it is widened around 100 km. And it is mainly well known for its formation of estuaries. Formations of estuaries. Here the river Narmada, the Tapi, Mahi, Sabarmati, all these are the various 4 major rivers. They form estuaries over here. Okay guys. So we understood this much about the Kathiawar Peninsula, and the very or most important one what we are going to discuss, that is the Peninsular Plateaus. That is the Peninsular Plateaus. Okay guys. So we understood about plateaus, we have understood about peninsula. So the plateaus which is located in the peninsular regions of our countries are called as peninsular plateaus. Peninsular plateaus further may classified into the various categories. Broadly, three major categories we can say, right? Broadly, how many categories, guys? Three categories. Peninsular plateaus may be classified into the three categories. And what are these? The first one is the central highland. That is central highland. Okay. And within central highland, the Malwa plateaus is there. And that extent, the eastward extension of Malwa plateaus are called as Baghelkhand, or in fact it is also called as Bundelkhand. Okay. And further, the eastward extensions, another eastward extension of Baghelkhand were another plateaus named as Chota Nagpur plateaus. And within Chota Nagpur plateaus, Ranchi plateaus is there, Odisha's plateaus is there, Hazaribagh plateaus is there. So clear guys, the peninsular plateaus may broadly classified into the three categories. The first one, central highland, and within central highland, Malwa plateaus, Baghelkhand, Bundelkhand, and here the Hazaribagh plateaus, Ranchi plateau, or so called as Chota Nagpur plateaus. Two are there, and in the southern part, that is called as Deccan plateaus. Fine. So Malwa plateau, Chota Nagpur plateaus, and the Deccan plateaus, and all these are part of which one? Part of peninsular plateaus. Clear? So within peninsular plateaus, all these are it comprises. Fine. Let's discuss one by one in details. Okay. And as I told earlier, we will also discuss about the various ranges. Ranges means what? I already told. Ranges means a range of mountain or a chain of mountains are called as ranges. Certain mountains are that are mainly continuous in nature, certain are discontinuous in nature, right? And the various regions are responsible behind it. But here we will discuss simultaneously about the plateaus and the ranges. Okay? Okay guys, the first one within peninsular plateaus, that is the central highland, that is also called as Malwa plateaus. Within central highland, the Malwa plateaus are there, and that are mainly made up of igneous rock, or that is mainly made up of volcanic rocks, right? Okay, or metamorphic rocks are there. It is mainly located in the central part of our country. It extends toward in mainly Madhya Pradesh, certain part of Gujarat, and it also extended towards the eastern part of Rajasthan. Okay, geographically we can say the Malwa plateaus, it's surrounded by, in southern part Vindhyan ranges is there, in northern part or in northwest part Aravalli range is there, and in northern part Delhi Reach is there. Okay, that is also called as Delhi Reach. And in the eastern part, which one? Maikal range, okay, is there. Okay, clear? So Malwa plateau is surrounded by Aravalli range in the northwest, Vindhyan range in the southern part of it, and in the eastern part, that is the Maikal range, okay, is there. Malwa plateaus, it is also well known for the depositions of black soil, and due to black soil, here it is mainly suitable for productions of cotton. Right? And as I told earlier, mainly the plateaus that are mainly deposited with huge minerals, and here huge minerals, mainly the non-metallic minerals. That is, okay, non-metallic minerals mainly found. Apart from that, another one, Madhya Pradesh. It produced highest amount of manganese in our country. Okay, and that is mainly lies within the Malwa plateaus. Apart from that, in the northern western part, certain part of Rajasthan, where also Malwa plateaus is there, where mainly the the buildings rocks are found like marble and etc. Fine. Here. Fine. Here. Let me tell you in details on the one of the range that is called as Aravali range. That is called as Aravali range. आमे काना पढुछा बुझी परछ त केतेरे अच्छा सो फार वी हैड माने आमे साउदर्न पार्ट के टोटली डिस्कस करूछा साउदर्न पार्ट रो काना आमे एंटायर प्लेट्यूज और रेंज गुडा को रेंज रे काना अरावली रेंज विंध्यान रेंज सतपुरा रेंज देन वेस्टर्न घाट ईस्टर्न घाट ई सब डिस्कस करनो एंड से पेनिनसुलर प्लेट्यू जेन अछि पेनिनसुलर प्लेट्यू कहले ई पूरा एंटायर पार्ट से भितरे काना ना अछि मालवा प्लेट्यूज छोटा नागपुर plateaus and the Deccan plateaus. Okay, further subgroups are also there, right? And the Malwa plateaus हम सालना fine. Within the Malwa plateaus, here another thing need to be noted, right? The various tributaries of the Ganga Yamuna system, that is Chambal, Betwa, Ken, all these are mainly originates from the Malwa plateaus. Right, all these are mainly originates from the Malwa plateaus. बुझिगला ताते next another one केंटा में कहतिले Aravali range. Aravali range, it is the oldest range in the entire world, not only in India, it is the oldest range in the entire world. It mainly spans or it extends from northern part of Gujarat and mainly it is spread in Rajasthan. Around 80% of Aravali range is located or found in Rajasthan only, but it also extends towards the Haryana and Delhi. So Aravali range, it extends around 800 kilometers from Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana and Delhi. Okay, so these are the regions which comes under the Aravali range. And this is very important. The significance of Aravali range is why it is important. Why the Aravali range is important? Aravali range is important for number of things. Geographically, mainly in the southwest or in the northern part of Aravali range, what is that? Great Indian deserts, that is Thar desert is located. So due to Aravali range, the Thar desert do not extend towards this part. So the southern part of Aravali range, where the mainly which one? The rainfalls are occurred. In fact, a huge water is also available and green kind of things are there. One of the city named as Udaipur is located, with the geography of Udaipur and the other districts like Barmer, Jaisalmer, that Thar desert we have already discussed, it is completely different. In the case of Udaipur, you will get all kinds of almost kind of vegetables, but not in the case of Barmer and Jaisalmer. Locally it is produced, right? So about the Aravali range, we understood it extends around 800 kilometers from the state of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana and Delhi. Fine. And why it is important? It is not, it do not extend the desert regions towards the southern part of Aravali range. Fine. Next, often the questions asked, what is the highest peak of Aravali range? That is Guru Shikhar. That is Guru Shikhar. And that is located in Mount Abu. Where it is located, guys? Mount Abu. Can anybody say what is its altitude? Tell guys. Anybody can say altitudes of. First of all, note it over there that the highest point of Aravalli range is Guru Shikhar. The highest point of Aravalli range is Guru Shikhar in Mount Abu, and the length is around 1722 meter. 1722 meter. Fine. 1722 meter. Okay, note it. Lekha par mein कहूँ. Clear? In fact, Aravalli is also called as line of peaks. So we have understood about the Aravalli range, that it is the oldest range of the entire world. Okay, it extends around 800 km from Gujarat to Delhi and mainly spread in Rajasthan, and it is very, very important because it prevents desert area towards other part. Okay, and Udaipur is one of the major city within Rajasthan which experience the pleasant climate. Okay, and the highest peak of Aravalli range, that is Guru Shikhar in Mount Abu, and the altitude of Guru Shikhar, it is around 1722 meter. Fine. Written. So far what we have finished? In the range, the Aravalli range, then the Malwa plateau we have finished. Let's look in the southern part of Malwa plateau, that is called as Vindhyan range. What is that? Vindhyan range we are going to discuss. Okay, Vindhyan range. Fine. What is that? Vindhyan range also geographically it also divides the northern India and the southern India. The Vindhyan range is very, very important. It is mainly located in the northern part. Malwa plateau is located. In the southern part, Satpura range is located. Okay, Vindhyan range, it is discontinuous in nature. It is discontinuous in nature, and the slope of Vindhyan range is mainly from the southwest to northeast. Okay, so relate to Vindhyan range, what we have understood, guys? Relate to Vindhyan range, what we have understood? The slope is from southwest to northeast. Okay, the slope is from southwest to northeast. Clear? Fine. And it is parallel to one of the major west flowing peninsular river named as parallel to which river? Narmada. Parallel to which river? Narmada. Fine. Note it. So Vindhyan ranges, it mainly slopes from southwest to northeast. It is quite wider in the southwest, but it is quite narrower in the northeast. Fine. It is quite narrower in the northeast. So Vindhyan ranges understood, guys? Note it. Lekha. And what is it? It is mainly discontinuous in nature. Fine. And it extends from which state? We are looking to it. It extends from Gujarat. Okay, then Madhya Pradesh. In fact, it extends towards up to certain part of Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and Bihar. Okay, so Vindhyan ranges, that in discontinuous range. Clear? And like the highest peak of Aravalli range, that is Guru Shikhar. Which one is the highest peak of Vindhyan range? Anybody? The highest peak of Vindhyan range is Sadbhavana Shikhar. Sadbhavana Shikhar, right? Sadbhavana Shikhar. Sadbhavana Shikhar. Okay, or go Sadbhavana Shikhar. So the highest peak of Vindhyan range is Sadbhavana Shikhar. The altitude is 752 meter. Okay, बुझलो? Concentrate guys. Okay, Khana Vindhyan range. Okay, so which one? Vindhyan range. It extends from southwest to northeast, state-wise, mainly the southern part of Gujarat to then Madhya Pradesh, then here Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh up to Bihar, right? And it is mainly a discontinuous range, and it is mainly the parallel to the river Narmada. Okay, and here the highest peak of Vindhyan range is Sadbhavana Shikhar. Okay, or Goodwill Peaks. The altitude is 752 meter. Fine, 752 meter. Noted guys? Noted, then I will go ahead, right? In fact, the Vindhyan range, it is one of the sacred ranges of our country. There are various ranges are there. Vindhyan ranges is considered as one of the 7 sacred range of our countries. In fact, a very interesting fact is there. In our national anthem, 2 ranges have been mentioned, and out of them, Vindhyan range is one of them. And another one, Go Mana Kokar Go. जनगणमन अधिनायक जय भारत भाग्य विधाता Vindhyai, Vindhyai, that is Vindhya. And another one, Himachal. Nahi, Vindhya, Himal. What? Tell that, not Himachal. Huh? What is that? Okay, you will mention in comment box. Huh? Somehow I told. So, it is one of the range which is mentioned in our national anthem too. And it is one of the 7 sacred ranges of our countries. Fine. So what we have finished? This part we have finished completely. Malwa Plateaus, in the southern part of Malwa Plateaus, Vindhyan range is there. We have finished. In the northern part of Malwa Plateaus, Aravalli range is there. We have finished. And the remaining are, in fact, the Malwa Plateaus, it extends towards this. It is Baghelkhand and Bundelkhand. Okay, fine. And further eastward extension of Baghelkhand and Bundelkhand, that is called the Chota Nagpur Plateaus. And in the Chota Nagpur Plateaus, it is mainly rich in huge amount of mineral resource. And within Chota Nagpur Plateaus, Odisha comes under it. Fine, clear, right? So this part we have understood in detail, guys. Within Chota Nagpur Plateaus, huge amount of mineral resource, mainly the coal, iron ore, bauxite, chromite, all these are found. A very interesting fact, let me tell you on the mineral resource. The times I will discuss about natural resource of our country. Within natural resource, that is one of the metallic resource, I will tell about where we are self-sufficient. In which resources we are self-sufficient, in which resources we depend on some other countries, and mainly we are self-sufficient in bauxite, we are self-sufficient in iron ore, we are self-sufficient in manganese, we are self-sufficient in fact chromite, and all these they are widely found in the Chota Nagpur Plateaus. And Odisha is one of the leading producers of all these natural resources I told. In fact, in the case of chromite, Odisha is almost all the chromite productions are found in Odisha only. Around 71% of bauxite is found in Odisha only. More than 50% of iron ore are extracted from Odisha only. Okay, and which mines? Badam Pahad mines. Okay. So this part we have understood, guys, about the Chota Nagpur plateaus. Fine. So we have finished this one. Okay. Have water, guys, little bit. Next one, another range. Okay, another range named as Satpura range. Satpura, in fact, it is called as Sat means what? Seven, and seven range it is called as like that. From it is named, it is seven range it is called. And Satpura, it is the northern part of Deccan plateaus. I will discuss in detail part of Deccan plateaus. I will discuss in detail on Deccan plateaus. Right? Satpura range. Here various rivers have been originated. In the northeast part of Satpura range, the river Narmada is originated. Okay. In the central part of Satpura range, the river Tapi is originated, right? And that they flows towards west and they finally drain their waters at Arabian Sea, and they mainly form estuaries in the Gulf of Cambay or Gulf of Khambat. As I told earlier, Gulf of Khambat, where mainly the estuaries are formed by the Narmada, Tapi, Mahi, Sabarmati. Okay, all these are. And the two major rivers, Narmada and Tapi, they are originated from or above the Satpura range. Clear? And how it is Satpura, it has come clear. And the highest, like Aravalli range ro highest peak kenda thila Guru Shikhar. Vindhya ro kenda thila. Which one is the highest peak of Vindhyas? Okay. And the highest peak of Satpura is what? Tell. Okay, the highest peak of Vindhya, it was Sadbhavana. The highest peak of Satpura range, it is Dhupgarh. It is Dhupgarh. Noted, like. It is Dhupgarh. And the altitude is 1350 meter. Okay, 50 meter. Hala? Bujhla? So far we have finished the Vindhyan range, then the Satpura range. Okay, note it. The highest range of Aravalli, Guru Shikhar we know. Vindhyan range, highest range, Sadbhavana, or the highest peak of Satpura range is Dhupgarh. Altitude is 1350 meter. Okay. Another peak is also located in Satpura range, that is Amarkantak. Fine. So note it, then we will move ahead. In it, right? Okay, so how much finished we have? We have finished mainly the central part. Okay, and what we have been discussing, our journey is on. Our journey can now say on the peninsular plateaus na, like Delhi के जीवार अच्छे, दिल्ली के पहुंच, हमें अब तक बनारस पे पहुंची जाए, दिल्ली के नहीं जीवार तक, तो पूरा complete सर्वा के हल्ला पूरा हमको another very important plateaus, that is the Deccan plateaus. We have to know in detail about the Deccan plateaus. Let me tell first of all, peninsular plateaus, that is mainly made up. It is a tableland composed of old crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rock. Fine. So the peninsular plateaus is a tableland which is composed of old crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rock. Fine. Next, and within the peninsular plateaus, the largest physiographic divisions within the peninsular plateaus, that is Deccan plateaus. That is Deccan plateaus. And the size of Deccan plateaus is around 5 lakh square kilometer. How much? 5 lakh square kilometer. It is the largest plateaus within peninsular plateaus, first one. So the peninsular plateau size is, what is that? 16 lakh square kilometer. 16 lakh square kilometer. That is the reason it is the largest physiographic divisions of our country. And within peninsular plateaus, that is the Deccan plateaus, which is the largest one out of all these. Fine. And in fact, the Deccan plateaus, it slopes from west to east. It slopes from west to east. It means that the height of west, it is more than the height of eastern part of Deccan plateaus. And here the number of rivers have been originated. Like here, which one? Mahanadi, here the Godavari, here the Krishna, here the Kaveri. So the important peninsular rivers that originate mainly from the Deccan plateaus. Okay. Like Godavari, that originates from the northern part of Maharashtra. From the which feet? One of the Jyotirling is also there, named as Triambakeshwar. From the Triambakeshwar, Godavari originate. From the Mahabaleshwar, Krishna originate. Okay, another one, Kaveri. So all these slopes towards eastern part, and these are the rivers that are all that originates towards the western part of which one? Western part of Deccan plateaus, but they move towards eastern part because of slope, and they further they drain their water at Bay of Bengal. Clear? So in the Deccan plateaus, it slopes from west to east. Okay. In fact, its average height is around 600 to 900 meter. It's around 600 to 900 meter. Fine. And clear? So the Deccan plateaus, it is the largest physiographic divisions within peninsular plateau, first one. Next, in the northern, the slope we understood. The आख्या पाखे कणावचुटी देखी रहा हला, और it is surrounded by, in the northern part Satpura range is there, in the southern part Karamandal hills is there, in the western part Western Ghat is there, in the eastern part Eastern Ghat is there. So the Deccan plateau is surrounded by Satpura range or Malwa plateaus, in western part Western Ghat, eastern part Eastern Ghat, and Karamandal hills is there. A very, very important question, guys. Note it, that Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat meet at the point Nilgiri hills. Meet at where? Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat meet at Nilgiri hill. Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat meet at Nilgiri hills. In fact, Nilgiri hills, it is the tri-junction where the Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Okay, within Kerala, one of the important dam named is Idukki Dam is also located. Fine. So, which one we have been discussing? We have been discussing about the Deccan plateaus, and here it is surrounded by Satpura range, Western Ghat, okay, and Eastern Ghat, and in the Kadaman hills or the Nilgiri hills, and they meet. Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat meet at Nilgiri hills. Okay. Related to Deccan plateaus, we have understood very important that certain major rivers like Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri that originate from here. Okay, and another one, here also huge amount of minerals are being also deposited, like mainly iron ore are also there. Okay, manganese is also there. and se movie देखिथिबो केनटा KGF so देखिथो था KGF right. What is a Kolar gold mine now? In our country, there are two major places named as Karnataka and Jharkhand, where the gold are produced. And within Karnataka, one of the very important mines or the largest amount of gold deposit is one of the largest amount of gold deposits of the world. That is Kolar gold mine. What is that? Kolar gold mine or Kolar gold field. That is located at which one? In Karnataka. So within Karnataka, it means that within Deccan Plateau, huge amount of gold, iron ore is found. Apart from that, coal is also found. Actually, coal, one kind of coal named as lignite, man, in the Neyveli or in the Neyveli only found. Okay, clear this one. So we have understood about the Deccan Plateaus. Okay, about what are the various significance? Number of rivers are originated. Okay, in fact, it is also called as the watershed regions. Right, and here large number of, in fact, waterfalls are there. Large number of passes are there. Balghat Pass. Okay, and it is why it is watershed regions I have already told. In fact, the major dams of our country are mainly located here only. Bujhla, major dams of our country is mainly located here only. Fine. Can dam on the Kahaba. Number of multi-purpose dams are there. You will tell me, guys. So we understood about the Deccan Plateaus in detail, right? Okay. So the Deccan Plateaus understood. Next one. Okay, next one next one is the Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat. Okay, in the next class I will tell about in details on the Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat. But let me tell a little bit about the Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat that meet at the point Nilgiri Hills. Nilgiri Hills is one of the also, it is biosphere reserves. Okay, it is one of the also biosphere reserves. Nilgiri Hills, it means that it is also called as the Blue Hills. And one of the distinguished features of Western Ghat, here the mountain ranges, the altitude of mountain ranges increases from north to south. Okay, and in fact the highest peak of Western Ghat is located in the Kerala. That is named as Annaimudi. Okay, the range height is 2695 meter. Okay, 2695 meter. Clear? In fact, another term I forgot, guys. Here the Deccan Trap is there. So it is also called as Deccan Trap because of presence of that one. That is the black soil. Black soil, I already told in the Malwa Plateaus, which is what? Suitable for productions of cotton. So here the huge amount of cotton are produced in the mainly Gujarat and in certain part of Maharashtra. Okay, certain part of Maharashtra. Fine. So in the Deccan Plateaus we have understood clearly, or is there is any confusion? Jaha janja kisi doubt thiba, ask me, right? If there is any confusions are there, you will ask me. Okay. So in this way we have completed the entire peninsular plateaus of our countries, right? And in the next class we will discuss about the Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat in details and the coastal plain. In fact, the long one In fact, we will discuss about the coastal plain, that is the which one? Coromandel coast. Here the another one, the which one? Konkan coast, Malabar coast. The Malabar coast we will discuss, the Konkan coast we will discuss, the Coromandel coast we will discuss. It is also called as Northern Kirkar. As we know that the coastline of our country, it is how much? 7,516.6 km. Okay, and here in the southwest, it is called as Malabar coast and the Konkan coast. Here Coromandel coast, here Northern Kirkar. We will discuss in detail in the next class. Okay, so make it note. Okay, make it note. And which one is the highest peak of Aravalli? Vindhya, Satpura ranges. Fine. Okay. और जहाँ किसी यदि नुआ डाउट अच्छे किसी भी डाउट अच्छे ask me in the comment sections के नुआ टॉपिक पढ़वार भी अच्छे current ongoing you may tell me guys. So have a great time to all my dear students. Okay.